the markets now. We're going over to Mike Eppel at 680 with what's happening so far today and our loonie. What's going on?
Well, good morning, Melanie. Starting with actually some earnings just coming in from Restaurant Brands International. This is the parent company of Tim Hortons and Burger King. And third quarter results for the, well, iconic Canadian restaurant brand, we'll say. It's above expectations. Now, it was interesting, the breakdown, though, in overall sales growth. Tim Hortons sales growth in the third quarter, just 0.3%, which might be a little bit underwhelming to some. The Burger King numbers, though, which in the restaurant brands portfolio is actually much larger than Tim Hortons. Burger King seeing same-store sales growth of 3.5%. You got to keep in mind, they're up against McDonald's and all these other names in that restaurant quick-serve space. So some pretty good numbers coming in here from Restaurant Brands International. Stock year-to-date is up by better than 30%. It's been a good performer at the TSX. Earnings coming up today from Ford Motor Company, so a big name in the automotive sector. After the bell, some of the biggest names in tech, specifically Microsoft, Amazon.com, Google, the parent company, Alphabet report, and then Twitter reports today as well. And when it comes to social media, it will all be about not necessarily how much money Twitter's making, but maybe how many new subscribers it had over the latest quarterly basis. That's a key comparison point. Boeing yesterday saw its stock price drop 3%. And the earnings were good for the gigantic aerospace company. The spotlight, interestingly, though, in the conference call was regarding Boeing's challenge to the C-Series project of Bombardier. Of course, now Airbus is the majority stakeholder in the C-Series plane, and Boeing saying they are not going to change tactics on that. Also, some questions regarding Boeing's tactic to put out this PR campaign here in Canada, talking about its tie to the Canadian marketplace, maybe trying to curry some favor with the federal government looking to buy some fighter jets, not exactly going over well necessarily with social media, considering Boeing's challenge again against that C-Series project in the U.S. Suncor's in with strong earnings as well. The Canadian energy major, Canada's biggest oil producer, putting up big numbers in its third quarter. Profit $1.3 billion. We saw Roots debut at the TSX yesterday. Underwhelming. Stock down 17% in its first day. And the Canadian dollar starts the day at its lowest level since July because the Bank of Canada didn't change interest rates yesterday, and they might stay on the sidelines for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
Kevin, back to you.
That dollar fall is just further illustrating that widening gap that is appearing between Main Street and Wall Street, or Main Street and Bay Street, if we will, in this case.
Stock keeps going up and the Canadian dollar down.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.